Welcome back to another video. How we doing today? Lots and lots to talk about as always in the sports world. Z Shaw, Jay Nice here. Jay will be joining us very, very shortly. But in the meantime, John, this is what I really want to talk to you about. I've been meaning and going over this throughout the whole season. Should we have pursued, if given the option, Myles Garrett? Okay, best defensive player in the NFL, best edge rusher. He'll change your whole defense. Or would you rather get Laramie Tunzel and Debo Samuel? Now, given the trades, we probably would have to give up a first rounder, so therefore no Josh Connerly in this. But in this situation, let's just compare side by side. Myles Garrett or Laramie Tunzel and Debo Samuel. What do you say, John?
It's a great question, Z Shaw. Thanks for having me as always. I think the plus side would be right. You get a game changer. Myles Garrett's what he's like almost got like 20 sacks now, or he's leading the league in sacks. Something ridiculous. It's a game changer on the D line. Every team needs one of those players, right? It can completely change the entire defense, right? You need those game changing plays on the defensive line. Makes a huge difference when you have that playmaker, especially up front. We see it all the time with J.J. Watt and countless other D linemen, Jalen Carter, Jalen Phillips, like you always say, Z Shaw. I know you want him to come to the Commanders in the offseason or make a move for him, but right when you get that playmaker on the edge, especially on the D line, it makes a huge difference for your defense, pressuring the quarterback. We need so many. We being the Commanders need so many different pieces and different players to kind of fill the roster. So I mean, on one side, it's like I get that game changer, but I got to give up these first round picks that are building for my future. I think based on the season you had last year, you would have thought this year was going to be another, hey, let's go all in. So I think at the time last year, you probably would have, if you could have had an opportunity to get him, I think it would have made sense because you think you're just a couple pieces away from, you're a game away from the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. So you probably just want to reload and worry about the future later. Based on the roster and kind of how the year went this year and a lot of the different holes and, people not playing up to par, then I think right now I'd probably say going with keeping our picks, trying to get some more, pieces and picks to acquire for the future. I think at the time of last season's, after last season's great run, I think you would have said go for him. But I think now looking back, you need those picks. You need to acquire more pieces. We got to build for the future. Connerly had a rough start to the season. His first 3 games were against pretty solid D linemen and above average. So I think he's kind of settled in now. I think he had a tough first 3 weeks matching up with Crosby, Michael Parsons, Thibodeau, with the Giants. So yeah, I think he's settled into what seems like he could be a nice starting tackle. Kind of a roundabout way to say, I think at the time last season, I would have gone for him. I think now I would just keep my picks and build for the future.
So sounds like you would take Tunzel and Debo. I asked my dad this when we traded for Tunzel, and I was like, Dad, would you rather have LT, Tunzel and Debo or Myles Garrett? And he said left tackle is the most important position besides Jayden Daniels in the quarterback position. So he'd rather have that left tackle. And I didn't see it that way. I thought Brandon Coleman could be, he was average last year. I thought he could be good. But you just look at how Tunzel has been playing this year. He's top 5 left tackle in the entire league. He's elite at his position. He's going to be elite for another 3-4 years at the very least, maybe 5, because tackle positions they can last a long time. So I mean, he's going to protect Jayden's blind side. Has been working out this year. I think Jayden has been taking too many hits, but that's another conversation for another time. Yeah, I would have definitely said Myles Garrett last year because give me the best defensive player in the league. But long run, it's probably best to get a guy like Tunzel. And I know Debo might not be back for the Commanders, but it's really a debate between your left tackle or an elite edge rusher. No, elite left tackle or elite edge rusher. I'm going with Tunzel now. Back then, I was going to go for Myles Garrett, but I mean, you look at the Raiders, and the Raiders have Max Crosby. He's been elite ever since he got in the league, and the Raiders have a terrible, terrible defense. Browns do have a good defense, but they also have some other pieces like Denzel Ward, Jim Schwartz is a good DC, JOK, Jeremiah Wusu-Kowoa, good linebackers. So the Browns have good pieces on defense, so that's why Myles Garrett can thrive. With our defense, man, how much of an impact do you think Myles Garrett would have on this defense right now?
I think even if he didn't have the direct impact, I think he would demand double teams that maybe you get Payne one on one, you get Kinlaw one on one on the inside. I think a player like that, if you have, say, Payne Garrett, and Kinlaw, right? You can't double everybody because unless you're keeping a tight end in, or you're not going to get two linemen on those three guys. So yeah, no, I think he'd make a difference. Even if he didn't get the sack, I think it's going to open up more opportunities for even someone like Dorrance Armstrong, who was having a really solid, productive season before the injury. I think it gives other guys opportunity just because he's going to demand looks. He's going to demand the OC to kind of cater toward protecting toward his side. So I think even if he doesn't get that sack or that pressure, I think it's going to open up more opportunities for those other linemen too.
Yeah, absolutely. But John, I want to ask, would we have to give up Payne and Jonathan Allen in that trade? Like, I would assume we'd have to give up Payne and a first rounder. So no Payne, no JC, probably no Tunzel, honestly. And I'm going down the rabbit hole because it's like I'm trying to be technical with this, and it's kind of fun to kind of fun to like think about it this way. So like no first rounder, no JC, probably no Payne. Um, Maybe we keep our second rounder, so we have Trey Amos, right? We still have like Kinlaw, Johnny Newton, and Miles Garrett on the line. Maybe Dorrance Armstrong. Um, Maybe we would have had to give up like Lattimore or someone like that, to the Browns because Miles Garrett's going to demand a haul. It's not like we're trading. Tunzel got 3-4 picks from us, and Miles Garrett's better, so Garrett's going to demand more. But I see what you mean. It's going to open up like a lot more one-on-ones. I would just love to like sign Miles Garrett, just have him come to the Commanders, but we don't live in that world. Miles Garrett got the bag.
For sure.
Okay. So Jay's gonna come in set up very, very soon. But let's talk about this. I was going this or that with Shedeur Sanders. So I was going Shedeur Sanders or this quarterback. Who would you rather have? Right now and for the future. And I said Jayden Daniels off the bat with Jay and Joey. Both picked Shedeur. Now, one, Joey's a Cowboys fan. Obviously, we know Jay's an Eagles fan. I was just baffled. I got defensive, I got triggered, whatever you want to say, but I got kind of heated because I was like, how do you pick a fifth round quarterback over the best rookie quarterback of all time, NFC Championship game, and all that? I gave them context, and they still said they're like, it's the injury. He's been getting injured too much. I'm like, does he not give a grace period for doing so much? I mean, Shedeur is talented, yes, but at best, he's an average quarterback in the NFL. What say you, John?
Yeah, no, I think that might be the most ridiculous take I've ever heard. Um, regardless of being a fifth round pick, we know we've seen quarterback sixth and seventh round picks be successful. But based on what Jayden's done in his rookie year, that's better than anything Shedeur is going to put on paper. In the little bit of action he's getting this season late in the year. That's honestly that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Even maybe it's just their jealousy, their fandom, right? They don't want to admit that the Commanders have a franchise quarterback for the first time in a while, but that's honestly insane. I mean, Shedeur, you'd rather take potential of somebody who was passed up, hinted at some off the field issues or attitude issues, and what Jayden put on paper last year with his rookie season, that's proven, right? That the stats are there. Led a team with really nobody, not that many weapons besides Terry around him. Ertz had a really productive, solid year last year, stayed healthy. But the fact that Jayden took that team to the NFC Championship game, nobody thought the Commanders were going to have that type of season. His numbers were really, really good last season. The leadership is there. He elevated guys around him, which is what we always talk about with franchise quarterbacks. Do you make the people around you better? Or are you benefiting from already having those stars around you? No one else would have taken any other receiver on that team last year besides Terry on their team. So, for him to take the cast that he did to the NFC Championship game, all those fourth down conversions, yes, you could say it was a season of luck, a season of destiny, the Hail Mary, all these other plays, but they won him, right? When he needed to be clutch, he was clutch. And nobody thought they were going to knock off the Lions. The Lions were this powerhouse last year in Detroit, going on the road. Every single game, basically, we're on the road in the playoffs because we didn't win the division. You don't get the home game. For him to win 2 road playoff games, get your team to the NFC Championship game, nobody thought that was ever going to happen last year. This year's been a little bit of a sophomore slump, you could say. Some people are calling it. I think the injuries, I think not having all of his pieces in practice with getting the reps, that training camp, that stuff is so important. People don't realize a lot of it is timing, consistency, chemistry. When you're in and out, your guys are in and out. You don't have time to develop that. the counterpoint's going to be, well, Shedeur hasn't had the reps either because he hasn't, been the number one all season. But there's no way in hell anyone is taking Shedeur right now, this very second, over Jayden Daniels, regardless of him being knocked around this season and in and out of the lineup with injuries. Because he's proven himself for a full season that he can play at that level, elevate people around him, and be clutch when he had to. And Shedeur couldn't even beat the Titans. So, and the Titans only won a game because of an act of God and a crazy DeMarcado drops the ball at the goal line. And then they basically score a touchdown off a Cardinals interception, and then a fumble, and just a crazy play. And that was Tennessee's only win before they played Shedeur. So you say what you want to say.
John, I just want to piggyback. I completely agree with everything you said. And I just want to point out, when I did the this or that myself, I really picked 9 guys I would pick over Shedeur. I would pick Shedeur over. That's it. It's Miami and Tua, the Jets, and whatever the fuck they got. Pittsburgh. Well, Rodgers is old. Rodgers is better now, but he's gonna retire next year, so do with that what you will. JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, Bryce Young, the Saints, the Raiders, and then it's a toss up between Kyler and Brock Purdy. You could argue they're better than Shedeur, so basically, that's only 8 guys, John. 8 guys I would take Shedeur over, and that puts him in the below average quarterback rankings. Seriously, I don't understand this logic. Shedeur, yes, talented. He's had some flashes, but man, he's got some it's the off-field issues, man. He's a media circus. He honestly is, John, the first social media influencer quarterback in the NFL right now. There's many more to come later. He's not the first. He's not the one who's going to stop it. He's the first one, but there's going to be many, many more where the personality, the brand, his celebrity is bigger than him as the football player, and he has a cult following, which is okay. It's cool. It's just he just seems distracted. Seems like he likes being the fame and being the celebrity more than being the football player. Just from what I've seen, and also if you're that good, beat out Dylan Gabriel, bro. I would take Shedeur over Dylan Gabriel. But you didn't beat him out in training camp. Clearly, Stefanski favored Dylan Gabriel. Come on. We all know Dylan Gabriel is not him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. 100% agree with everything you just said. I think I might have called it on one of the first pods we did that the Titans were going to have the least amount of wins all season because their only win was, those crazy plays to even get the win. So if you can't beat the Titans at home in the dog pound, come on, man. That's just I'm taking Jayden 10 times out of 10, even if he's injured and has those cracked ribs last season, which he played through last season. So
give me Jayden in a wheelchair over Shedeur Sanders. I don't care. Oh, look who we got. Oh, leave Jalen alone. Wow.
Leave Jalen alone.
We got, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jay in the house. How we doing today, Jay? We are in the middle of a video. We were just talking about Shedeur versus Jayden Daniels. John and I gave our takes, but Jay, I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay.
Why do you pick Shedeur over Jayden?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about a hypothetical draft. Who would you pick, Shedeur Sanders or Jayden Daniels? And if I'm making the pick, I am taking Shedeur Sanders. And the main reason for me is simple. Durability. Right now, we're seeing something that's spookily similar to the RG3 situation. Yes, no doubt, Jayden Daniels is electric, but at the same time, while he's electric, while he's elite in certain senses, he invites contact constantly. He plays like someone who, I don't know, it's just too much. And I think that has been what's led. Yes, there have been hip drop tackles. We understand that. I got that. But I think most NFL fans and NFL players agree that the hip drop tackle thing it's stupid, because how else do you tackle a person who is, has full momentum going forward? So with that said, I just think while his style is exciting, it's just not always sustainable. Shedeur, on the other hand, his game is built for longevity. He stays in the pocket. He gets the ball out fast. He protects himself. He doesn't take hits. I'm not saying that Jayden Daniels does take hits to prove a point, but Shedeur does not take hits to prove a point. Quarterbacks who avoid unnecessary punishment, they tend to be the ones standing in December, and that's what I want in my quarterback, the guy who's ready to play come playoff time if we're there. So availability is the best ability, is what they say, and I'm going to take that over explosiveness. That's my reasoning.
All right, John, I want you to respond, but don't try not to repeat what you just said earlier because I don't want to be redundant in this video. But go ahead. You got the floor.
No, I think Jay makes good points. I think the difference between Jayden and RG3 is that I think Jayden has a better arm. I think he can make the throws from the pocket. I think this season we're seeing him leave the pocket a little bit early. He's either not trusting his receivers, not having those reps, not having the consistency with the guys around him. We've seen what he can do when he stays healthy. He put together a season that, led the team all the way to the championship game. Nobody thought that was going to happen. If you look at the roster that he took all that way, no one's taking anybody but Terry, with off that team last year on the outside. So, obviously the injuries are concerning, but I don't think RG3 had the game where he could just stay in the pocket and win a game with his arm. I think a part of Jayden's struggles this year also the play calling, and the OC. So I think part of the reason why, we're speculating, part of the reason why they shut him down could have been, maybe Adam Peters, or it's going from ownership that they don't trust Cliff calling plays that are going to help protect him. I think Jayden can stay in the pocket more and make those throws, which is why I think, yes, he's taking some hits when he runs and leaves the pocket, but I'm going to trust his arm that he does have the ability to stay in the pocket and win a game. And I think it's just going to come with getting those reps, getting a full off season, getting the guys around him, not having a Terry holdout again, that, you're losing all those precious practice time in the off season, and get the reps, get the timing down. So, Jay makes good points, but if you can't beat the Titans, I can't have you as my quarterback. I'm sorry.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. That was absolutely not on Shedeur. Did you watch the game? Absolutely
I did,
not.
but
I mean, that they
quarterback
took him out of the game and didn't even give him an opportunity. He was winning the game. He was about to win the game for them. So they took him out the game on that 2-point
but
conversion.
we put belt to ass on the Titans, and we didn't even have to have a last second touchdown to try to win it. Jayden put belt to ass on the Titans. Shedeur,
Wait,
he came
hold
down
on.
the
But wait
last
a minute. Shedeur put belt to ass on the Titans too. He
Well,
threw for fucking 364
well, the
and 4
game.
touchdowns.
Look at the game. They came down.
No,
They
no, no,
lost.
no, no.
They lost.
The game was not lost because of Shedeur. The game was lost because of the coaching.
Well, listen, like you said, like you keep pointing about the NFC Championship game, like how come Jayden didn't put up 55 points and Jalen did? There's context, right? Yeah, like I said, there's context. I give you context. You give me some context, but Jayden put the game away at the very first start. But
Shedeur played the best he could. He's not out there on defense, so he can't
here goes the argument.
But wait a minute, you're comparing a game that was 55-23, I think it was, to a game that was a literally 2-point difference that only got lost because they decided to run a random gadget play for the 2-point conversion rather than just punch it in with the guy's hot.
Well, both games are different because one's a playoff game to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, fair. Very fair. Very fair.
And you keep saying how Jayden didn't put up 55 points, but I'm saying 3 of his teammates fumbled. And I'm saying, how can you score when your guys fumble?
Yeah, but he did play every play, didn't he?
Well, yes. What's your point? Like, Jayden was driving the ball up and down the field. You saw that.
Shedeur didn't play every play. The play that he had the opportunity to win the game, they didn't put him in. They took him out.
Well, listen. Put belt to ass. Put belt to ass on the Titans.
He threw for 4 touchdowns and 364 yards. That's all you can do as a quarterback.
I don't know. Maybe throw another touchdown. I don't know.
Man, you.
Listen, Shedeur's a great. He's like I said, Jay. I told John this. I would only pick right now 8 or maybe 9 other guys below Shedeur. Only. Yeah. That makes him below average quarterback.
That's crazy. But
it's not.
There's a big but here for me. It's hard because I could very well be eating these words next week. You know what I'm saying? I could, he could have a horrible career. It's just hard to tell because he's only 3 games in to his entire career, and we're comparing him to a guy who's had a full year and a half. Well, somewhat because he hasn't played.
But really. That's why it's crazy how you put Shedeur over Jayden, though.
If we're talking about like what quarterback, if I'm looking at quarterbacks and what quarterback I'm taking, first of all, the size. Okay, like he's bigger, he's more durable. It's just that's number one. He could see over the line. Jayden's small.
Jayden's 6'4", bro.
Yeah, I was standing next to Jayden. He is a small dude. I'm not saying he's short, but he's small. He's like his body type. He has like small legs and like he's not beefy. Like he's skinny.
Yeah, but he's still 6'4". You can see over the line fine.
Yeah, seeing over the line, that's fine. But what I'm saying is just I prefer the big body quarterback. And that's what Shedeur is. He's a big body quarterback. He has elite pocket presence. His pocket presence, if we're just going off of what we've seen this year in the NFL, besides the first game where he got thrown in the middle of the game and his college career, his pocket presence was NFL ready when he was with Colorado. You know, his arm when he's throwing from the pocket might be second to none if we're looking at the guys from his class. You know what I'm saying? Like, are
we comparing him in his class, or are we comparing, because that quarterback class was pretty weak?
It was pretty weak. Let's compare him to the last 3 classes.
Well, he's average.
I don't think he's average. I mean, he would talk about his arm in the pocket. Tom Brady even said that if he could look at a young guy who was closest to him, it wasn't Patrick Mahomes. It was Shedeur.
No way. He does not have the IQ or the
I'm talking about the arm specifically.
Well, Tom Brady didn't have the best arm. It was a great arm, but not like a Peyton Manning arm or John Elway arm.
That's fair.
Go back to last year's quarterback class. Drake May, Caleb, Jayden. Shedeur's not better than any of those prospects. He wasn't going top 3.
First of all, he was supposed to go 1 or 2.
Last year, but not the year before, with Caleb, Drake, and Jayden. If he went in that quarterback class, if he declared for that draft, he might be picked by the Falcons. I can see that, but he wasn't better than those 3 prospects.
So you think that the Commanders would have done worse if Shedeur was their quarterback last year?
100%, absolutely. Shedeur's not winning those games. Shedeur's not winning those road playoff games for the Commanders.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? Because he look what he is. You said pocket awareness. He takes 10 steps he takes 10 steps backwards. He runs backwards. He doesn't step up in the pocket.
He escapes the pocket. Yes, he does.
He doesn't. He talked about elite pocket awareness. He still does the same bad habits he had in Colorado, bro.
Fucking 3 games into his career.
Okay. Now,
he hasn't developed that part of his game yet. He has to be coached.
Oh, so he didn't develop it yet. But if you're saying he could have done better than Jayden last year,
I'm saying if we're talking about role, say last year didn't exist. Say we never saw a year of Jayden Daniels. Say we never saw a year of Shedeur Sanders. First of all, where was Jayden Daniels projected to go in the draft? Where did he get drafted? Excuse me. Where did he get drafted? Like what? Two. All right. So we're talking about 2 guys who the only reason Shedeur got slid down to the 5th round is because of his draft interviews. They tried to make bullshit up about his tape and this, that, the third, but let's be real. There was a reason why he was projected number 1 or number 2 to start off. What do you think? They were just bullshitting and pulling it out of their ass, and all of a sudden, magically, some film showed that he was really bad and went to the 5th round?
Like I said last video, 1, it's the media circus that follows him everywhere. He kind of brings it up on himself. Number 2,
his dad brings it on him more than anything.
Well, tell dad to be quiet then.
He told his dad to be quiet. He told his dad that. I get it. I agree.
He's a grown man. 2, it was a weak quarterback class, so it was either Cam Ward or Shedeur. We all know this. We all agree we're on the same page, right?
But agreed.
You can't take away what Jayden did.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not taking away what he did. What I'm saying is that could be a flash in the pan. You have seen nothing since that happened last year that shows that Jayden Daniels is ready to be a true contender because he hasn't been able to stay healthy enough to prove that. And that right there, it's a thing. Right now in Philly, we're thinking about what we have to do for our line because Landon Dickerson is hurt every game. And that's not good. If that's what if you're not available come December to play and compete, then you're no good to a team.
He was healthy last year. He was healthy in college. This is like
Yeah,
the
he was
first
healthy
year.
last year, but like it's not sustainable. Like it's just not sustainable, which is why we're seeing it rear its ugly head this year. That's why he's been hurt 3 times. I've never seen a quarterback get hurt, besides RG3, by the way, get hurt, come back, get hurt again, come back, and then get hurt again.
Well,
That
let
is
me ask you
crazy.
this. Is it the same injury? Is it the same injury?
I don't know. Is it?
It's not. It's the knee, then John, the second one, what, the ankle, and then the elbow, right?
That's not good though. That's bad. That means his
No,
whole body is breaking down.
It'd be worse if it was the same body part getting hurt over and over and over.
I understand that. What I do want to say is this. If you think about it, look at history. What quarterback or what player, period, has been able to be hurt 3 freaking times in the course of a few weeks and comes back the same guy?
He's missing practice because he's rehabbing. That's the issue.
But my thing is that he will most likely come back affected. Will he be trash? I don't think so. But he's not going to be the same player. First of all, he's not going to want to get hurt again like that. So he's probably going to stop running as much. That's number one.
I don't believe that. Jayden's a competitor. He's gonna be just fine. Like literally on the Hard Knocks episode, Tony Dungy comes up to Jayden and he says, "You're gonna be just fine. Just get healthy. You'll be just fine." That's a Super Bowl winning coach.
I think that he'll be. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to hear that fucking shit because at the end of the day, Tom Brady is a Super Bowl winning quarterback and he loves Jalen Hurts. Okay, so you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I know we're talking about Shedeur, but you know, and Jayden.
We're gonna bring Hurts into it. It's because Tom Brady had the same criticism when he won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs as Hurts.
So don't you think that a guy named Tom Brady, who is very possibly the GOAT of this sport that we love, knows a little something about his quarterbacks?
Absolutely. But I think also it's a little Tom Brady's putting his emotions into it just a little bit because he's seen the similarities. Now, I could be wrong. Jalen could win multiple Super Bowls, but I don't think so.
Well, let me explain something to you. They told us that the Eagles would never win a Super Bowl under Jalen Hurts. They said that would never happen, and he's already done it once. So I don't want people to eat their words any more than they already have.
I'll eat my words. I'll go on record saying I don't think the Eagles with Jalen Hurts will win another Super Bowl. I'm okay with that, bro. If I eat my words, I eat my words.
I think that this year
wait, sorry, hold on. Don't you want people to eat their words? Isn't that like fun for you? Like, yeah.
No, I mean, when I say that, yes, I do want people to eat their words. Yes, 100%. But what I think happens this year with the Eagles is if they can't get it together, which it doesn't look like they can, the positivity in the locker room is amazing right now, even, besides this. But I don't know if they can get together. I think they get eliminated first round. I think we see the repeat of 2023. Mark my words, I see us right back there next year, buddy. I'm serious.
I don't know. You can't.
We have all the potential in the world. On paper, we're the best team in the NFL.
You are, and if you go out in the first round, that's going to look bad, bro.
We don't give a fuck how it looks. We care about results.
You care about results. You should try to go for the Super Bowl.
Pause. 2023, we were the laughing stock of the NFL because we started 10-1 and then lost, I don't know how many of our last, 8 games or whatever the case was. And it was horrible. And then we got eliminated by the Bucs first fucking round. The very next year, we won the Super Bowl. Chill. Because, first of all, a team can't win the Super Bowl every year. We're not the Chiefs. We're not the Patriots. Okay? But
you got Kellen Moore. I don't know. You talk about Doug Peterson, Mike McDaniel. McDaniel's probably not going to the Eagles. He's probably going to the Commanders.
Yeah.
As an OC.
Yeah, probably.
So, I mean,
I don't know. Well, that's the key. What has to change is the play calling. Okay. But can I talk? I know we're probably running low on time because I came in a little late. But can I talk about Jalen Hurts for a second and just get it and play devil's advocate with him at all?
Well, we're gonna do that right now, actually. So
okay, perfect.
We're gonna do the this or that. So basically, take this quarterback or Hurts, and does this quarterback win the Super Bowl with the Eagles last year, and are the Eagles better with them? Okay, I'm gonna throw out a couple names. John, you go first. I'm gonna say, Trevor Lawrence or Jalen Hurts.
Taking Jalen.
Okay, John, Jay, I know your answer.
Yeah, I'm taking Jalen.
Give me Brock Purdy.
I'm taking Jalen.
Yeah, I think I'm still taking Jalen.
Okay. Herbert.
Herbert for sure.
Still taking Jalen.
Okay. Josh Allen or Hurts.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Goff or Hurts.
Jalen.
That's tricky. If it's the golf that was in the playoffs against the Commanders last season, taking Hurts, but I gotta say Hurts because I think a lot of golf is the OC in his ear.
Yeah, golf doesn't he hasn't proved anything to me. I mean, I think it's easy to be a regular season merchant, but if you can't deliver in the playoffs when it matters, then you got to go.
Jordan Love or Hurts.
Hurts.
Yeah, I think you got to go Hurts. Love hasn't proven anything yet deep in the postseason.
I disagree with both of you, but CJ Stroud or Hurts.
Ugh. I'll still go Hurts.
Loyal to the end.
No, it's not
CJ.
about that. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible.
What'd you say, John?
No, I'll take CJ.
Yeah, I would take CJ. Bo Nix or Hurts.
Hurts.
Man, that's tough. I think you got to go Hurts just because a lot of Knicks, I think, again, is just Sean Payton and having a good OC in his ear.
Oh God, I had Stafford or Hurts.
Stafford.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Dak or Hurts.
Hurts.
You got to go Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baker or Hurts.
Oh. Baker is not a winner when it matters, and that's once again the big thing for me. So I have to go Hurts. Baker's good. Baker's great. He consistently puts up great regular season numbers, but he gets to the playoffs. He has like one game maybe that's good, and then he just disappears. So
yeah, no, that's tough. I might take Baker just because I like his moxie and kind of just the fire and the energy that he brings. And there's he's tough to bring down and sack. I know Hurts can be that way too, but I'll just take Baker. That's a really tough call though. That's a 50-50 for me.
oh, that's fair.
I would take Baker. Okay, Jayden or Hurts.
Hurts. There are because they went head to head, and look what happened. Who outplayed who? That's all I'm gonna say.
What do you mean?
Who outplayed who? What do you mean? What do I mean? Who had better stats that game?
Better stats. Our guys fumbled. What was he supposed to do?
Why are you trying to put it all in the fumble, dude? Jayden still had to play the game.
Because the fumbles are a big part of the game.
They are a big part of the turnovers, but like Jayden still has to go out and produce. If they had 2 fumbles, how many plays are in a game? That's 2 plays out of how many plays?
I mean, I wholly disagree. John, I know who your answer is, right?
Yeah, for sure, Jayden.
I mean, listen, I like Jayden, but I think that we're all gonna have biases on that one because it's no, you know what I'm saying? They're 2 separate play styles completely. I think.
Last one. Sam Darnold or Hurts?
Hurts.
That's easy.
Sam Darnold is another one. And there's just so many of these guys. Like almost everyone you named is just a guy who wows everybody by putting up like a 400-yard game and like does this, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, is this person the next Tom Brady? Is this person the MVP?" And it's just like, okay, then after that they disappear. It's streaky.
So, speaking of quarterbacks, Philip Rivers is coming out of retirement at 44. Jesus Christ! John? What's your take on him coming out of retirement for a playoff push with the Colts?
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I would not have had that on my bingo card to start the season that we'd get to see Rivers back in the NFL, and not on the sideline, right? Actually on the field, on the roster. So I think it's crazy. It's crazy, and he overlapped with Steichen with the Chargers for a little bit, so there's familiarity there with the head coach. But yeah, no, good for him. I mean, we'll see what he's got left, but it's definitely pretty crazy.
Since we're low on time, Jay, let's talk about the Michigan coach getting fired and arrested, apparently having an affair with an executive assistant on the football staff. This man got fired, arrested. He's probably going to get divorced, not going to see his kids. Half his money's going to be gone. He probably won't find a coaching job next year. So crazy, crazy shit. Jay, what's your take?
I just did not keep up. I've seen it pop up in the news. I don't know enough about that situation to even comment on it, to be honest. But hey, dude, I don't. Why did he get arrested? What did he do?
Apparently broke into her house. Apparently, that's
Yikes.
the rumor. I need to know like more details because it's on Reddit. Like people are saying, "Oh, he broke into her house," but it's not a good situation at all.
Yeah.
His court's hearing on Friday. He's still in jail. My God, you fumbled the bag.
What the fuck is going on with these coaches, dude? Like Chauncey Billups and now this dude.
It has to be a power play. Like they have the family, the money, the status, the job. So it's like I can do whatever the fuck I want. And the reality is you can't. You
can't.
really can't.
You reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
Period. End of story.
All right. Quick question. Anyone got favorite bets of the week?
Oh yeah, I do, sir. You want to know it? Would you like to know my bets?
Of course.
All right. So listen, I'm gonna take the Seahawks. Where the spread is 13.5. Listen, the problem is the Colts quarterback room right now is in disarray. It's in shambles. It feels like they're like choosing starters with like a raffle drum. It's insane. They went and got Phillip Rivers out of retirement. That's how desperate they are. So honestly, the Seahawks should have their way all afternoon. So yeah, I'm taking Seahawks 13.5.
John.
It's a tough one. I honestly want to take the Giants. The line right now is 2.5 against the Commanders. Mariota starting. Really not much excitement around the team anymore of who to watch with Jayden being out. We would like to see him get some action down the season with the lost season. Dart's back for the Giants. They've played competitive in some of these games they've lost, obviously blown some leads. So we always struggle there as a franchise to win at the Giants. So I think the Giants might win something like 27-20. It'd be a close game, but I think the Giants ultimately are going to get us, which is I'm fine with. Get a better pick. Jayden's not playing. Don't really care, to be honest, but I would take the Giants at home. We always struggle to win there anyway, even when we had good teams.
Hey man, you almost beat the Broncos with Mariota. Okay.
Mariota.
Yeah, I did I say that to you that I hate how he says it, how Collinsworth says it?
It was actually pronounced correctly.
Really?
From the Hawaiian pronunciation.
Mariota.
Mariota.
Not Mariota.
First time we've heard it. So
I've never heard it. I've never heard it. I was just like, I know Marcus Mariota. I keep hearing Mariota. And I'm just like, what the fuck is he saying it like that for?
Like that meme from Harry Potter. Not Leviosa.
It's Leviosa. Like, bitch, I said the same shit. The fuck you talking about?
Very quickly, I'm going to take the Saints to covers 2.5 at home against a division rival. Give me the Saints because Carolina is up and down. But anyway, thank you guys for watching for another episode. Stay clocked out. Like, comment, subscribe on what we should talk about next. I'm Z Shaw.
I'm Jay.
I'm Jay Nice.
Thank you guys for watching and supporting, and tune in for next episode.
Leave Jayden and Shedeur alone.
And you said Jalen, right?
Jalen.
I heard Jayden for a second.
Yeah, Jalen. Leave them both